Yo, what's up, geeks and nerds? It's your boy Dr. Geekly here, and you're listening to Geeking Out Loud, place where we talk about all things comics, movies, games, anime, all your geeky, nerdy, wildest dreams, prescribed by Dr. Geekly himself. And today, we got a special guest with us today, and for this interview, I'm gonna let him introduce himself and this magnificent cover that we have here today.
All right. Hey, thank you for having me, Dr. Geekly. My name is William Stone. I am the creator of Obsidian Dreamhouse. It's a publishing label that I created to help other people publish and also so I could use the opportunity to write my own stories. I don't do the artwork, but I have some amazing artists who helped me create this journey for you guys.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, we're glad to have you on here, and we're really excited to hear about your story you made. Like, can you tell us a little bit about Soul Blaster?
Okay, Soul Blaster. So what you see right here is issue two. I can show you issue one. Give me 1 minute right here.
Okay.
Let me see. It's right here. So this is issue one,
Ooh.
and it's currently on my TikTok shop. And I will be adding this to the Kickstarter that I launch in June as well. So you can get copy one if you don't, if you don't have it. But yeah, this was I started off writing two stories
Mm-hmm.
about a year ago, a year and a half ago. Soul Blaster was one of them. And this one was definitely inspired by anime. It was inspired by like Trigun, um, Cowboy Bebop, and then I wanted to add a little bit of like Black Dynamite kind of humor,
Oh yeah.
you know. But I wanted it to be a lot of action and humor. And you get a lot
Mm-hmm.
more of that in the second issue. But issue one is the origin story. Um, this is our main character right here.
Ooh. And what's his name?
His name is Dennis Treadway. He goes by an alias, which is Coyote, right? That's like
Mm-hmm.
his action name. But when the main character right here, he's 16 when the book starts, and he's an orphan, and he lives on the streets of Harlem. He's black and Latina, and he's like one of the shortest dudes on the block, but he's got like a lot of heart. So he looks
Yeah.
out for the other kids who ain't got nobody to take care of him. So the story just follows, showing you who he is as a person. He's just a simple dude, man. He's 16. He's not a bad guy. And then it kind of takes you into who is this kid? And then he runs into this situation where he goes to, help a stranger in an alley. And then he stumbles upon this dying space alien who's a bounty hunter, right? And then, he looks to the side and then he sees this glowing weapon and it kind of pulls him in a trance. And that, without trying to give you the whole first
Yeah.
issue, the whole premise behind it is he grows up to become a famous bounty hunter across the galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
He works for this agency called Bloodstar Network. And when you think of that, it's like the Mojo universe in X-Men.
Oh. Yeah.
That's how the company runs, and you can think of him as Mojo if you want to do it.
Ah.
Not Mojo, but who was the mutant that he was using?
Oh, the he had the last name was Star. Crap.
Yeah,
Uh,
I forgot it, and it's on the tip of my tongue.
that's
But
what I'm
if it's
saying. Like you said that, I was like, I know it has something to do with Star. It's like he was blonde headed. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yep,
like,
yep. So it's like that. So it's like, they control the media across the galaxy, and
mm-hmm.
they've decided to create this company that puts out bounties on the most dangerous criminals and, terrorists and stuff across the galaxy. And then they'll hire you on and they record you in action taking out your bounties, and they get like sponsorships and money, and people sitting at home or aliens sitting at home watching their favorite bounty hunter on TV taking out this guy. So that's the kind of universe this is in. But he goes from being a kid who has nothing
Mm-hmm.
to stumbling upon this weapon that kind of like Wishmaster, if you ever think about that. Like,
Ooh.
be careful what you wish for. Like he
Yeah.
gets this weapon and he ends up getting bound to this weapon called an ender. And these weapons are symbiotic, like they harvest souls.
Mm-hmm.
And he's bound to it. So he has to collect souls for the owner of this ender, who is this demonic entity named Vacor, right? And he's like the smooth New Orleans style um, demon devil on your shoulder. But
Mhm.
he makes it simple. Like he's like, hey, I'll give you everything that you want, but from now on until the rest of the time, you owe me a quota of souls every month, and I'll come collect. And then the story progresses, and you kind of see like, well, how many souls does he
Yeah.
have to get? That goes into the story like issue 2 or 3. You kind of see how he keeps track of all that. But
Right.
he sees this TV show of this like badass Shaft character, and the dude's name is Coyote on Earth, and he's
Mhm.
like idolizes him. So when he gets off into space and he's on his own, he just takes on that persona. He just becomes this cool, swagged out dude, that the ladies love, and
You
he just
remind me of Star-Lord, but only
yep.
you know what I'm saying?
And that's funny you said that because what was I doing? I was doing Lyft, and when I'm doing Lyft, because I have really bad ADHD, so my mind's just
Yeah.
like, and I was doing Lyft, and I was sitting in the car, and I was like thinking about Guardians of the Galaxy, and I was like, what if a black dude got abducted by aliens, like like a kid, like one of us? I was like, what if we got abducted
Yeah.
by aliens? Will we turn into a Ravager? And then that got me thinking about like the Black Panther, the What If episode, and they was
Yeah,
like,
the
oh
T'Challa
yeah,
Star-Lord.
with T'Challa, right? And I was like, okay. So that's how T'Challa. I was like, well, what if it was like me, but just a normal? And then it just went down a rabbit hole. And then I was like, taking that story and mixing it with my own story. I was gonna write about a Western,
Mhm.
um, but it was gonna have like this guy and he stumbles across this famous gunslinger and he gets this cursed gun, and now he takes on the weight of being the next best thing, but it's like he
Mhm.
never feels like he's good enough. He's always kind of stumbling into being the lucky one, but it's a journey.
It is a journey. Like I read your comic, and it's like the one thing that stands out to me without spoiling too much, but just a quote, and it's like, "Never trust that smile." Like, oh my
Right.
god,
And I
yeah.
like when I was thinking, and it's funny, like, because when you read the story, not trying to get too meta into it,
Mhm.
but a lot of times, a lot of people, like, especially teenagers, right? Especially of our African American, teenagers, and they stumble into trouble, right? And sometimes they don't have the right person to like help them, tell them, like, hey, don't do that. Let's go this direction, or let me help you. So this kid is at the prime of that time and he has nobody to lean on. So he stumbles into a situation where he just reacts, and that reaction sets him on a journey that's going to hunt him for the remainder of this whole story. It's always the what if, or what
Yeah.
if I did something different? Would I be here? Like, do I deserve this? That kind of thing. He's always battling.
Oh
Um,
man, yeah.
yeah.
That's a journey. That's a trip right there. So, the first question
Okay.
of the day is the space western blend because it's basically a space western. So, uh, Soul Blaster has a very distinct sci-fi western aesthetic. How do you balance the gritty, dusty feel of a western with the high-tech cosmic elements of the wider galaxy?
Thank you. That sums it up, really, man. That's what I was going for. And with this story, I plan to write 12 issues.
Mm-hmm.
Issue 2 will be on my Kickstarter, which launches June 1st. And like I said, I'll put issue 1 on there as well for people who haven't caught up. If they want to get it like a bundle, it's on there. And then a lot
Yeah,
of other, goodies like t-shirts and posters and
yeah.
poker chips and stuff. But yeah,
How do
I
you
was
how do you balance all of that in the space western? Though, how do you balance everything?
about so I grew up watching a lot of my pops liked a lot of westerns, so it was
Mm-hmm.
a lot of The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, A
Yeah,
Fistful of Dollars, a lot of Clint Eastwood and John Wayne.
yeah.
Um, but I just think back to those movies, and you got the shootouts in the they outside, they leave the saloon, and you got shootouts, and that's the kind of vibe that I get. But I just write the story as if it's futuristic based on that type of scenario. Like the space is a minefield of terrorist, human trafficking, or alien trafficking It's different
Yeah.
species that get trafficked. You got terrorist organizations, you got gambling, illegal gambling and stuff. So it's the same stuff you'd see in an old movie, but it's on different worlds and it's with a newer tech style because the story takes place in issue one. It's the 90s, so that's my time period. Was This is a 90s kid because I'm a 90s kid. I was born in
Yeah.
the 90s, so I was like, all right, he's a 90s kid. Boom. Really, he's an 80s kid if he's 16 when the story starts. But anyway, but he's in that time period. And then I just think back to the movies and the stuff that I used to see and read growing up in westerns, and I was like, okay, well, let's flip it to tech, and it's that's how you're going to see it play out in the stories. But and then it has that mix of, like I said, with Mojo and the business side because he's getting pulled. He's got to pay a debt to this demonic entity, or this creature. Like that's consistent. So he's always stressing about, okay, do I have enough souls? Because if I don't if I don't pay my debt, then I could forfeit my own. And I don't know where I
Yeah.
will be after that.
Right.
So,
Okay.
it's fun.
Well, say yeah, it sounds like a journey. So how far did time jump from issue 1 to 2?
I did 6 years. I
Oh,
was When I first wrote it, I the first draft of the story, it was gonna be like, hey, issue one, he leaves Earth. Like that ain't a huge spoiler because if he's got to get to space somehow. But
yeah.
issue one, he leaves Earth. And then issue two, three, and four, I was like, gonna have each one where he's building up to be this person on the cover right here.
Mhm.
Um, but it just between finances and just how I wanted the story to flow, it would have
Yeah.
turned into like a 16 issue story.
Yeah, I get
I'm
that.
like, I don't want to do that. So
Man,
it's
we
like,
can mix this up a bit, yeah.
yeah, it's like,
Um,
okay, 6 year jump, boom, he's in his
mhm.
early 20s in issue two.
Yeah, let's see. So, the Ender, is that what the weapon is called, right? The Ender weapon?
Yeah, it's a group of weapons that were created by this race. And you'll find that out in like issue five, six.
Okay.
Vaco, demonic entity, his race, they created these weapons called enders that harvest souls, and then they can retrieve those souls from the possessor of the weapon, and then they use it for their own purpose. And it's a whole thing of why do they need souls? What are they
Oh,
doing?
yeah, it's that big what if.
Yeah, yeah.
So, what was the creative process? Like, you told us a little bit about it, but, like, the design evolution of Coyote, what was that like?
So in my head, I always pictured Shaft. I don't know why. And I like, the Samuel L. Jackson Shaft, like from the movie. I
Yeah.
always thought this was funny. So that's if you see him, that's the kind of he got the leather jacket. Um, I think the first artist that I had on the story nailed it. Like I told them exactly what I wanted.
Mhm.
We had to tweak it to make him look, more because I was like, hey, this kid, he's black and he's Latino. Go. And then you had to kind of tweak him because everybody don't know how to draw a black dude,
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
So we got it down and then it just kind of went from there. But the design is exactly how I imagined it. I just thank my artists for that over there.
Right.
Hey, y'all
Yeah.
clowns, get out of here. Sorry, my kids are in the living
Oh,
room.
you're good. Let's see. So, hmm. All right. So we're gonna ask you a few quick questions, like the best Western trope: the silent protagonist or the dusty standoff.
Always like the silent protagonist.
Hmm. Like
I think it's fine.
Mandalorian.
Yeah, like it's always cool when you see the dude and he come in and he just give you that look, but he ain't got to say too much, and then everybody kind of watching him and like, oh, who's
Hmm.
this guy? What can he do? And it just gives you that aura farming that they talk about, or.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. It's so. What can you tell us a little bit about your Kickstarter, like your campaigns and everything?
Okay. Kickstarter, all the money for that Kickstarter is going into production and
Hmm.
shipping. I just want to get this story out in front of as many people as possible because I feel like this is gonna be an epic ride. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like it's something that anybody can pick up and get into. But the Kickstarter has issue one, which I showed you of the book, and then it also comes with, this is a print that was made by one of my variant artists.
Mm-hmm.
So this will come with an issue one, and that's just Coyote when he's older, and
Mm-hmm.
he's got two pistols in that one, and then I give him a sticker
Mm-hmm.
and kind of bundle that together with the book, and then I also make these poker chips, and it's just something I just like that sound, just playing with them in my hand,
Yeah, the fidgeting.
fidgeting. Yeah, it feels good to have them, and I like the blackjack and stuff like that.
Oh
But
yeah.
each poker chip is a different color, and it's got the
Mhm.
Soul Blaster symbol or logo on the front, and then on the back, it's kind of like a trapped soul.
Ooh.
So, this one is one of the bounties that's in the story,
Mm-hmm.
and then this one is Coyote because like he belongs really to somebody else. He ain't really his own person. He got
Yeah.
the company that pays him and makes his life all cushiony. They pulling him here and there, and then he's got this actual demon on his shoulder on the other side, so he can't catch a break. And then this
No,
is
it's
the innocent him as a kid
it's
that
gone.
is gone by the end of the story. And then this is another bounty that's in. This one's in issue two. I think both of these are in issue two. So the whole thing was each book I was gonna make poker chips to go with the story. So by the time you collect the series, you'll have like a stack of
Yeah.
different poker chips customized. And
Um. So let me see. So to deal with the devil, uh, the deal with the devil, like the trope is a classic in your world. That make the devil figure unique. Like is he new? Like compared to other traditional devil interactions, how is this one any different?
this one is different. I put it for this reason, and it's not. This is something I'll tell you now, and then
Yeah.
once you read the story, maybe you'll be like, "Oh, okay, I see what he means."
Yeah.
So I don't want to make it like, "Oh, the devil's not really the bad guy. He's just," I didn't want to do that. I'm like, this dude
Yeah.
is evil. He's selfish and he's evil, and he's the type that shows up and he likes to poke, like, pick the scab off and poke it a little bit more just to see you squirm, and then he leaves. But the whole purpose of his race, it's a race of them that are surviving on this planet at the edge of the
Hmm.
galaxy, right?
Hmm.
And we'll say that they've been banished to this planet and they can't
Right.
physically leave for too long. So
Mm.
that's why they created these ender weapons and they shot them out into the universe. So if some
Hmm.
poor soul stumbles across it, it activates and it goes to that creature or that evil entity. And then it's like,
Yeah.
oh, hey, what do you want? I can make it happen if you just, make the deal. And then once they do that, they're collecting souls from that person until they die. It's a cash
Right.
flow. And
I
they're
mean.
using that though. Honestly, that's the thing that gets put into the story later, but it's fine.
Mhm.
They're using this on this device to keep their planet from drifting off into a black hole.
Oh, fair enough. You
They
gotta have a plan.
Yeah, that's the plan. Like their planet is banished at the edge of the galaxy by like a black
Yeah.
hole, and they're
Yeah.
trying to survive by using whoever finds these weapons to collect the souls. But it's one of those things where you almost be like, "Oh, okay, well they have a noble reason." It's like, no, they're still shit.
No.
They're still, like they probably deserve to be dead right now, but they won't
Yeah.
leave. So they're just like, and it's a scene in one of the books where you actually get to go to that planet and see like the remnants of what's left. Because
Oh.
they used to be a big thing, but infighting and wars and stuff has left them where it's kind of like a few buildings on a desolate planet kind of thing, and they're just living in chaos just because.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, this like I was gonna ask you, this kind of reminds me of like a Ghost Rider, cosmic Ghost Rider type of feeling, like seeing Coyote mixed with
You
Star
know,
Lord.
right. I didn't think about that until recently, actually. I was like, God damn, is he Ghost Rider? Like, is he a black Ghost Rider?
That's what I'm saying. And we haven't got to see that, so that, hell yeah to that. Uh,
Yeah,
but no, it's like the Kickstarter. I'm excited to see how it goes because then you say if someone pays $100, they get to add their own character into one of the issues.
yeah. Me and you was talking about that for a minute. So the highest tier on my Kickstarter is the $100 bundle, and that literally gives you everything. You get a PDF of issue one, issue two. You get the main title of issue one, two. I have two other variants of the
Mhm.
cover that I could pull up if you want me to. I could try to
Yeah.
find. Um, and one of the stretch goals is actually that, if we hit probably 1750, right? I'll get that one and make it a foil cover because I thought the reflection part would be dope. I was like, this would be
Yes.
cool. So let
Yeah.
me see
It's
if I can find the other ones real quick.
also, guys, me and him talked about me adding my own character in there, and he's like a bounty hunter snake dude with a turret for a gun for as a rattlesnake, and
Yeah,
it's
me.
just
So that's the hundred. So the $100 gets you. Sorry, it gets you the books, all the variants. You get you a poster, the poker chips, and you also get a T-shirt. I can
mhm.
find a picture of that so you can see what that's gonna look like. But
Okay, yeah.
you literally get everything that I have. These are the three covers: main title, cover A, and cover B,
Hmm.
drawn by three different artists and three different
Right.
takes on the main character. Uh, but like the one in the middle, a lot of people like because they're like, that one I told them I was like, hey man, go full Cowboy Bebop.
I like the one on the very right because it showed like the weapon almost looking like it's absorbing that soul. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that one, he's a guy from Nigeria, I believe, and his take on it, and he go ahead, go to the bathroom. So his take on it was so unique because I just gave him, hey, this is Coyote. He is killing a target. Go crazy with it. And he came back with this, and I was like, damn, that looks good.
Damn.
But yeah, the third one is gonna be the one that you said you like. That's gonna be the one that I'm gonna get full for. So anybody who has that cover, they'll get upgraded to a full copy of it in their
Ooh.
bundle. And so you get everything that I have for $100
Mhm.
plus you get your character of choice drawn into the next issue of the story. And three people took advantage of it on the first Kickstarter when I did it. So you'll see two of them because one of them didn't want to be drawn, which is fine. They're just like,
Right.
I just support the vision, but I don't want to
Right.
be drawn. But two
I
of
mean,
them,
yeah.
you know, but two of them, they wanted to be drawn into the story. So boom, they're in this one, and it's
Hell yeah.
quite fun. I had to write a whole script part for them, and I think it's pretty cool. So I hope
Oh
y'all
yeah.
enjoy it.
Oh yeah. It's. I mean, all of Soul Blaster sounds wicked. What all do you want to know about it that, like, just to hype everyone up? You know what I'm saying?
Um, so pretty much the thing that'll get you hype if you're looking for something that's different as far as a black main character who gives you a mixture of old school western with a new age funk and style. Boom.
Boom.
He
You
says
get
a
Soul
lot of,
Blaster.
yep, you get soul blasters, a lot of cheesy one-liners. He thinks he's really funny, and a lot of people will outmit, they'll tell him like that was lame.
That
Like, what
was
are you doing, dude?
like,
But in his mind, he's like, you can't tell him shit. He's feeling
right.
himself, and that comes to a fault at sometimes. But um,
Now, let me ask you this: Is now Coyote?
yes.
Can he always talk to the devil, or is can he
So
like?
it's one of those. He pops up. Like
Hmm.
it's one of those where Vacor is, and that's the demon. He's always watching him, but
Hmm.
he only shows up just like when Coyote's either at his top, and he's like, "Yeah, you feeling yourself a little too much." He'll come in and say something really fucked up, or that triggers, a reaction out of
Hmm.
Coyote, and then he'll laugh and leave. But he pops up. I tried to make sure he pops up at least once in each story at a critical part where it's like, oh, okay, this is what's really going on.
Right.
And then another thing is in the back of the story. I forgot to say that. So you have the main story going on,
Hmm.
and then you have a mini series going on in the first. I think I'm gonna do the first 5 or 6 issues. It's just a 5 page mini series in the end of
Yeah.
it, and that story focuses on the original OG, who is Cold Star, and Cold Star is this alien who, in the first issue, is the one found in the alley. He's the
Yeah.
one dying, and he used to be the previous possessor of the gun. So it's one of those
Hmm.
like murder mysteries of, okay, we know how he dies in issue one, but
But we
okay,
want to
why
know
should
his
I?
adventures.
Yeah, like why was there a dying alien on Earth in issue one? So
Yeah.
those will show you like, okay, how cool was he? What happened to lead up to him falling out and falling in his alley? So it's going to kind of interconnect where probably at the end of that story you'll see a young Dennis meeting that alien in the alley, and you can be like, oh, okay, I remember that from the first issue.
Right. Uh. Yeah. Like we're. I guarantee you, everyone's as hyped up as I am about Soul Blaster. Like, and we're
Thank you.
also gonna get a bundle for a giveaway on Geeking Out Loud. So everyone just comment what they're looking forward
Mhm.
to the most, any questions, anything about Soul Blaster, and whoever so a random lucky nerd will get this wonderful bundle. And
Yes,
yeah,
I will. All you got to do is tell me what size shirt you wear, and if once we figure out who the winner is, you'll just tell me your size, and I'll get it sent shipped out to you.
right. And here's the kicker, guys, is he doesn't only write Soul Blaster. He wrote other stories too. So let's get on to the second one, Dreamwalkers.
Okay, Dreamwalker. Dreamwalker is right here. This is my son. He heard Dreamwalker and he ran over here. Okay. So I actually got them shirts made for this story. They love this one. So
Nice.
Dreamwalker was my attempt at anime manga style kind of story.
Hmm.
So this is issue one.
Nice.
So issue one, and this was inspired by my love of. I'm a huge Bleach fan. I'm a
Hmm.
huge JJK, Soul Eater, Fire Force. That's the stuff I like.
Okay, so
Uh,
shonen animes.
Shonen anime. So when I wrote this story, this was my very first story I wrote actually, and
Ooh.
I think as soon as I got my LLC done, I went into like a full writing mode for like 3 months, man. Of just I put the kids to bed. I'm thinking about the story all day, and then I was just write. So I got enough for that to do like 30 issues, and I think that would close that story out. But it's heavily inspired by, like I said, Bleach and JJK. It's about these. So this guy is a dream walker, and
Hmm.
this book comes with this. And then I have a print. This is Kalen,
Hmm.
Kalen Voss. He's the main character. And just like every other shonen, something messed up had to happen in his life for him to
Yeah.
become the chosen person. But that story follows, it's like a futuristic Japan. This follows this corporation that comes into town, and they offer these people this device called the Onirics device. And it's one of those things
Hmm.
you put on your head, you fall asleep. While you're asleep, you are able to have lucid dreaming, which is where you're able to control the dreaming world that you're in,
Yeah.
and then so the company puts it out to people as a test, and a lot of them get hooked on it where they're like not going to work, they not raising their kids, they not paying bills. It becomes almost like a drug to them. And then Kalen, who's the main character right here, him and his little brother, their parents, they try the device out and it goes haywire. And that's, I'm not gonna tell you what happens, but it's in the second
Yeah.
issue that I make. um they go haywire. It's my wife in the background. Say hello. Yeah. So I had an office before I short intermission. I had an office, but we have 5 kids, so I got kicked out of my office, and I am now
I
in the
mean,
kitchen.
that's how it is. What it is. It's how it goes. Yeah.
But yeah, so Dreamwalker follows Kalen, and the company they lose their parents, him and his younger brother, and then the company does what they normally do, and they're like, "Hey, don't think about that. Here's the new upgraded version." Boom, 2.0.
Mm,
You thought it was cool to control your dreams. What if we could actually bring your dreams to the real world for the
that
right
sounds.
price?
Yeah, that sounds anime-ish. All right. Like,
Right? And they do the whole, and that scene is the whole like, oh, this woman's bringing her son there for his birthday, and he comes out with a pet dragon on a leash. And it's like that crazy, like all the crazy shit that you dream about. What if you could have that in real life? And I think the main part of issue 2 is following this fat guy who he can't get a relationship. He's just terrible.
oh
But
god, everyone sees how this goes. Yeah.
but he keeps dreaming about this woman that he's like obsessed with. So he goes to the company, and then they create a construct of her, and
Oh
then it
no.
goes from. And when I was talking to the artist, I was like, it's a horror kind of anime where it's like la 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 la, and the next page is like, oh my god, what am I
Chainsaw
looking
Man.
at?
JJK.
Yeah, it's that kind of crazy Slender Manish vibe, but she becomes a main character later on, and that's one of the things that's the issue. It's like, everything that glitters isn't gold. So as much as the company is making all these constructs and they're just giving them to the people, blah, everybody's happy, they are breaking the foundation between the world of the dreaming and the world of our reality. So nightmares and demons and stuff is like breaking through the veil, and they're attacking innocent people. So that's what that story is about. Kalen, what a dreamwalker is though, is dreamwalkers are able to absorb energy from the dreamscape, which is,
Yeah.
when you fall asleep, you're in the dreamscape. You have
Mhm.
unlimited imagination and all that stuff. He can pull energy from that universe or from that land, and he can create constructs in the real world. So like
Ooh.
enhanced abilities as far as speed, the generic stuff. But then he can also make constructs like swords, bows, knives,
Ooh.
blades, increased endurance, like protection around his body. And that's how he fights off nightmares. So it's like if Freddy Krueger's in this world, he can fuck up Freddy Krueger. Because
Oh,
it's like,
hell yeah. That's the best
yeah,
way to put it. Yeah.
he can affect that. And that's the fun part of seeing him and his younger brother, and he's the one that's all positive and his younger brother is a little skeptical. And they lost their parents at a young age. They're in a coma, so that's the
Yeah.
mystery of the story. They joined this organization to try to wake their parents up,
Mm.
and they meet this guy who's Morian or Morin, and he is the Kakashi of the story. you know,
Oh, hell
he's
yeah.
the mysterious guy who shows up when they're sitting on the bench and they just lost their parents, and he's like, "Come with me, I can teach you some things. I knew your parents." And then he's and you can see their fighting styles too. Like with him, he uses a lot more broader Buster swords, and that
Mhm.
was like I was thinking about Final Fantasy, so he
Yeah.
has like the huge blades and those attacks. Kalen is more, he likes the scimitars, like the two blades, and he'll fight with those and stuff. But yeah, this one's fun. The first issue, you can kind of see some of the artwork in here. When you're reading issue 1, it kind of feels like JJK.
Oh, yeah. That is beautiful, man. Oh my god.
Yeah, this is Dreamwalker, and this is like, it's not without spoiling too much, but this neighborhood has just been put in, we'll say, a domain like JJK, if that helps put it in perspective. This nightmare was a kid's nightmare who escaped the dreamscape and
Mm.
came into the real world, and he put this entire block into a coma. And
Damn.
you can kind of think of it like their domain. So everybody within that area has been put into a coma, and he's been torturing them for like weeks, because once you go into this domain that he's put up, time is different. So they've been only like a few days in ours time, but in there they've been like tortured for weeks. So you see them showing up to the house, and everything in the landscape changes just like it would in a dream. So yeah, you
Yeah.
can see them popping up right there.
Oh my god. It's that's straight up like Bleach mixed with JJK, all right?
Yeah, yeah. So this one, and the further the story goes, like it talks about letting in too much negative energy or emotion because they're very sensitive to the dreamscape. So people when they're having nightmares or they're like really been through traumatic experiences, if they're around them or in their dreams for too long and soak up all that negative energy, it has an effect on them that could hurt them. But I think I was
Right.
talking, I don't know if it was you or someone else. I was like, if you know Quincy's from Bleach, it's pretty much what a dreamwalker is.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah, it's
Reishi, dreamscape energy. That's how that works.
hmm. Yeah, it's that one gives off so many anime vibes. Shonen. Have you thought about Soul Blaster or Dreamwalkers being in like an animation or anime or like being its own thing?
Oh yeah, that Dreamwalker was the one I was like, I want to see this animated. So because I'll be watching like I love Bankais and I love
Yeah,
domain expansions. So in Dreamwalker, once you get deeper into the story, they have like their own taglines where they say something or they do something, they transform to the next level.
yeah.
So yeah, I would love for it to be animated. Right now I'm focusing on getting 3 issues of Soul Blaster out.
Hmm.
And then Dreamwalker, I was thinking about doing it and making them like actual manga style, like traditional Japanese, where
Yeah.
you're reading, going to the right instead of going to the left. But I'm thinking about doing that, or I may just keep doing them as single issues.
Right.
But
Have you now I don't, to your creator, have you ever thought about making your own universe with all these characters or multiverse or
I thought about that. One of my friends asked me the same question. He was like, "Wait, is this like a shared universe?" And I was like,
yeah.
"I didn't think about that when I started."
It's a possibility.
But I did do I was like, "But," and then he shook that tree. So then I went down that rabbit hole. And I was like, once I get enough issues out for each story, because it's 3 stories that the other one I'm not even gonna talk about today. We'll talk about
Yeah.
that next time once I get
Yeah.
more of it completed. But
Right.
that's my project. But I was like, yeah, I could write like a one-off or like a 3-part story where they all kind of get through some type of wormhole and they get switched into each other's universes,
Oh
and you
my
get to
god, it's like a power hour from Timmy Turner and Jimmy Neutron.
oh yeah, it's like, so you get to see, hey, what if Coyote was in the Dreamwalker
Dreamwalkers,
universe,
yeah.
and then what if Dreamwalker got sent to, because the other my third story is like a mythology story. So I was like, what if he got
Right.
sent back in time to like the gods? He meets like Hercules and Zeus and
Oh god,
Odin.
imagine Coyote or Dreamwalkers meeting Hercules type characters. It's like
Like he's meeting actual gods.
that's what I'm saying. It's like how do you I wouldn't want to see Coyote. Like how is Coyote's personality in your opinion?
Gives off to me when I'm writing to him, I'm thinking Star Lord or Deadpool kind of humor, where he's always trying to be funny to mask the fact that he is miserable.
So
So he's a
imagine him
smart
talking to
ass.
like imagine him talking like Zeus. Deadpool talking to Zeus
Yeah.
and it's like nah.
He gets slapped around. It's just
He
like,
getting
who is
thunder
this?
slapped.
Yeah, like he would piss off everybody any mythology tale. So I think that's why I'm like, if I put him in a futuristic Japanese city, he's just another asshole. Okay,
Right,
cool.
right.
But they don't
No,
know they don't know that he has powers and he's damn near Ghost Rider. They
right.
don't know that.
But no, it's I think it'd be interesting seeing a multiversal crossover eventually, and that would like it'd be sick. That's all I can really say about it. Plain today, it'd be sick.
Yeah. I can't wait because I just can't wait to see like the art styles, or
Hmm.
I may keep the original artist because my artist on Soul Blaster
Hmm.
is the one he's gonna do all the issues because I want consistency.
Yeah.
Unless something happens, he's gonna be my artist. And the same one with Dreamwalker. I have one artist, he does that one. I'm like, this is your story. Um, the other story that I was working on was mythology. It's based on a main character who's African. He's from Yoruba, and he
Yeah.
finds out he's a demigod. And it's like mythology meets Lovecraft universe. It's like a geek, like boom, what if you saw your favorite titans fighting each other? And
Oh,
but it's a story in there. So that's what I'm like, what if I could have one story that had all those characters? Yeah, that'd be dope. That'd be
yeah.
cool.
It's uh. So you already told us a little bit about your new project, but what what all can you tell us? What all do you want to tell the fans about your series before we have to jump off?
Um, Shoot, if you're looking for something brand new or something, I won't say brand new because we all have different versions of some similar things we've seen. But if you do want something that's genuinely a story that I wrote because I enjoy writing,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like if you're a nerd, if you're into the shonen era, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
um, both of them are fun rides. Dreamwalker is more of a thinker type of book sometimes, and Soul
Oh,
Blaster is just a good time with some action. Dreamwalker is
exactly.
like,
Yeah, it's
what's
oh my god. Yeah, it's. I mean, they're both gonna, guys. I've read both these series, the first issue, and they are a breath of fresh air. So yes, go and follow him on Kickstarter. And what all can they find you on? The yeah.
you can find me I'm on everything, but I stay on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 1 minute, I can, because I don't keep that memorized. I stay on I don't keep none of it memorized, man. I stay on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. But my TikTok has a lot of my videos and artwork that I put up here. But if you
Right.
look up Obsidian Dreamhouse LLC, or William Stone 421 on TikTok,
Mm-hmm.
you can literally see all of my artwork for all three stories. I'm always posting stuff out there. Um, or you can find me on Facebook. Just look up William Stone.
You're right. Simple as that. And
As simple as that.
he,
William Edward Stone.
he's on everything. And but yeah, guys, check Willem Throne out. And like I said, comment what your favorite thing about Geeking Out Loud, or what you're most excited about for the story, or your curiosities of it, and we'll get a random comment or a subscriber, and we'll get out the mystery box to you, and
Yeah,
it's we'll make it happen.
we will
But
make it happen, man.
no, William, thank you so much for being on our show, and next time we'll talk more about your next project, and
Yes.
and I know this won't be the only project you're going to talk with the next one, so I know you're going to have another future of stuff.
Yeah.
And then maybe we can talk about you getting Dreamwalkers animated, which I know everyone's gonna be hyped about.
Yes. That is the dream. If I can get Dreamwalker or Soul Blaster animated,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a happy
You'll be set.
man. I'm a happy man.
But yeah, it's next time, geeking nerds. Just relax and geek out loud.